Hello students. So far we have discussed about the useful microorganism, the commercial use of microorganism and other kind of uses. The microorganism, how they are helpful for us and we are able to make use of the microorganism to produce different items which are very important for our day-to-day activities. Now, let us see the harmful microorganism. In the beginning of the lesson, we discussed that the microorganism they are harmful. At the same time, certain microorganisms are useful. So, microorganisms partly they are friendly to humans, partly they are harmful, dangerous or enemies to humans. So, why these microorganisms are harmful? Because certain microorganisms they cause diseases in plants as well as in animals also, including humans. So, the certain diseases are caused by the microorganism. So, by the students, the microorganisms that cause diseases are called as pathogens. Pathogens means which cause diseases. Which microorganisms are called as pathogens. The microorganism which can cause disease either a plant or a animal, it is called as a pathogen. Now let us talk about disease causing microorganism in humans. We are going to discuss about certain diseases that are caused by the microorganisms in human beings. How this microorganism cause diseases in human beings? So here, where are the microorganisms? We discussed earlier classes, students. The microorganisms are omnipresent. They are present everywhere. They are present in the soil, they are present in the water, they are present in other media, the food, the different places. So, the microorganisms, they are very small, they are very light. These are easily carried from place to place by different means. Is it right, students? So, what are the mediums? Air is a carrier of microorganisms. The microorganisms are carried by water and sometimes food may get contaminated. So, primarily the air and water carry the microorganism. Some where the water is polluted. See, for the example, there is a river at the bank of the river. Some people are polluted this water at one side of the bank of the river. So certain microorganisms enter into the river water. So water it flows to other banks where the people are taking water for drinking and some other purposes. And these microorganisms are enter into our body. So when you drink some unpurified water, contaminated water, then the microorganism enter our body. So the diseases which are spread like this are called as communicable, students. Communicable diseases. Okay, students, this is called as a communicable disease. The diseases that are spread by air, water or direct contact. See, somebody have got a cold. So when the nasal fluid is coming out of this nose, they wipe their nose with your hand. So it stick to their finger. So somewhat the nasal fluid is stick on the finger. But the viruses which is there, the nasal fluid, which is also stick to their finger. If you shake hand to the other person from the hand, the finger of that person, the virus sticks to your hand, and again if you keep your hand either at your nose or a mouth, then the virus enters your body. So that is by the direct physical contact. So these diseases that are spread by air, water or direct contact are called as communicable diseases. Apart from this media, the air, water and direct contact, some other media plays a very important role in spreading the diseases. The spreading disease causing microorganisms, the disease causing pathogens from one to another, from the source to the healthy person, those are insects. Okay, insects and certain animals. Certain animals, they carry disease causing microorganisms in their body to humans. Mostly the flies, houseflies and mosquitoes. So these two insects, they spread disease causing microorganism from the source to the body of the healthy person. Houseflies, they sit on the debris, the waste, excreta material, the sewage. So all kind of waste which consist of a lot of microorganisms. Already we know, students. So the flies, they sit on the kind of material, the microorganisms stick to the leg of the flies. Again the same flies, if it sit on the food which is kept uncovered food. Okay, so the uncovered food is very dangerous. We need to cover the food. You may at your kitchen, so do not leave any food item or any food or a dish without the lid, students. So compulsory, so that you should cover your food with a lid. You see, if you go outside on the roadside, other roadside stalls, so food is sold. The different kind of foods are sold. The samosa are sold, the pani puri and different items are sold. So see, there are all properly covered or not. You think it, students, and then you observe. Even you see in a sweet stall, there should be so many sweets. Just observe whether any houseflies into cabin or a cage in which they keep the sweets inside the cage. So sometimes you may find flies. So the flies, they go to the food items. Earlier, where were they? The flies, it might have sat on the dirtiest things which have microorganisms. So there is a possibility, if the houseflies are falling on the food, they are standing on the food, in the sense they carrying the microorganism to the food. So housefly, they carry diseases causing organisms like cholera, diarrhea, diphtheria. All these things happen because of these houseflies. So next to houseflies, the another dangerous one, mosquito. I think the mosquito is also very dangerous. So mosquito, they feed on the blood of the humans and other animals. When a mosquito is bite an unhealthy person, a person who is suffering from malaria or a dengue, this malaria parasite or a dengue virus enters into the body of mosquito. If the same affected mosquito bites another healthy person, the parasite enters the healthy person's body. That means the mosquito is carrying the germs from a malaria infected person to healthy person. So mosquito bite is very dangerous as they can carry malarial parasite. The female Anopheles mosquito, it also carries the malaria parasite. And the Aedes mosquito, we call it the Aedes aegyptis mosquito, it also carries the dengue virus. Okay, so these are called as the somewhat the disease causing and the disease carrying organisms. The insects and animals which are carrying the diseases causing organisms are called as carriers. Okay, student? Yes. So these are the insect and animals which carrying the disease causing organism are called as carrier. There is a specific name given to them, carriers. What are carriers? Insect and other animals. So why are they called carriers, students? Tell me. Because they are carrying the disease causing organism from a directly either one place into the another place, either from a drainage, either from a toilet, either from a place where the microorganisms are there, from these to a healthy person. So these mosquitoes are they carrying diseases causing microorganism. Here from the infected person to a healthy person. So that is the reason they are called as a carrier. So to control these diseases like malaria, dengue, what can we do to control the carriers? Now can we control the carriers? We have to control the mosquito. It has a very big challenge to the mankind. There are so many things are invented to control mosquito, but still every day you will be having 2 to 3 stings of mosquitoes. Even though you can go for a mosquito repellent, you go for mosquito mat, and you go for a mosquito anti ointment or a cream, apply your skin. Despite of all of your effort, still you will be suffered the mosquito bites. Is it right? Because the mosquitoes are breeding in large number because the certain drought practices that are followed by us. So it is one of the main reasons. Where do the mosquito breed? The mosquitoes, they breed in the stagnant water. So we people do not take care of the stagnant water. We have to keep the surrounding clean where there is a lot of stagnant water. So in the stagnant water the mosquito breed. If you see that there is no stagnant water, that means if you are throwing the empty cans and empty coconut shells onto the road, if there is any rain, the rainwater gets stored in the coconut shells or empty cans or empty tires. So in the stagnant water the mosquito breed. So we should see that there is no stagnant water at all. If there is any stagnant water which you cannot clean it, we can spray certain oils like kerosene, diesel, otherwise so many the different kinds of the medicine. So why that they cannot breed, and we take other precautions also. The government, the municipality or the corporation people, they apply some smoke in the evening to our side. We should see the there is the stagnant water, and by that we can stop breeding of mosquitoes. So if that is done, we can control the diseases like malaria, dengue, which are caused by the mosquito. So here mosquito is not the pathogen, mosquito is the carrier of the pathogen. Clear, students? So we know the meaning of different terms we used here. Pathogen means the microorganism which cause disease, that is called a pathogen. It means that all microorganisms are not pathogens. The microorganisms which cause diseases are called pathogens. The disease that spread from person to person are called as communicable disease. The disease that are spread by air, water or direct contact are called communicable diseases. Certain diseases are spread by insect and animals. We call these carriers, as they carry the microorganism from infected person to healthy person. So now let us see the different kind of diseases that are caused by the microorganisms in humans. the disease and disease causing pathogen and mode of transmission and prevention and control and cure the diseases. Here first we have studied about the TB diseases. The name TB, the kind of infection, the full form of TB is tuberculosis. If a kind of infection is especially happens to the lungs, of course it may get infected in other parts of the body also. The primarily it affects the lungs. The people who get affected in tuberculosis get severe cough, blood in the sputum. There are the symptoms of the TB. So this TB it caused by bacteria. We call it as a microbacterial tuberculosis. So it spreads for physical contact. Say if any person is suffering from TB, if he splits cough, if the spit particles when he is sneezing or coughing or spitting, the spit particles if they come in contact with our nose or a mouth, or those fall on the food, if they are enter our body, the disease causing organism enter our body and may cause TB. Here the mode of transmission is by air. The TB bacteria is spread by the air. And next, now let us see the prevention of TB. We can take the personal care. When somebody sneezes or coughing, you keep handkerchief across your nose and mouth. A person who is suffering from TB also that he should take care that he should not spread the diseases. So he should have a handkerchief to cover their mouth and nose when they are sneezing and coughing. In that way it can be prevented. And second thing, the person who is suffering from TB, it should be an isolation. That means the personal items are like toothbrush, towel, kerchief, the bed sheets and their clothes. So what is used should not be used by other people. Of course, TB also there is a vaccine which can be given to small children in earlier age. So by that you will not get TB in future, students. So you take the vaccine, you will not get the TB in future. So vaccine is available, the personal care, isolation and vaccine. So these three are the main the preventive measure. Clear? Okay. If you look at the other diseases like measles, chickenpox and polio, the what is common these three. Okay, those are caused by the viruses. Okay, let us see and observe the symptoms and the preventive measure in the next classes. Thank you, students.